In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make over £1,000 this Q4 period with just no content publishing and where you can find inspiration for these no content books. So for those of you who are relatively new to KDP and don't necessarily know what Q4 is essentially just the final quarter of the year, and during that final quarter obviously you have Christmas, so there's a massive spike in demand for books and you can make a heck of a lot of money from Q4 with KDP publishing. And you can see here from my graph the spikes in Q4, so you can see Q4 in 2020 and you can also see the Q4 in 2021. And the one thing I really want to show to you here is the Q4, my first ever Q4, which is where I only produced no content books. So all I had here was notebooks. This growth you can see here is from low content publishing, and as you know, if you're from my Twitter, I actually publish low content books. I don't actually publish any no content anymore, but for those of you who are new to KDP, don't have enough time to build up a portfolio of low content books for this Q4. This is why I'm recommending you make as many of these no content books as possible, because you can see from my first 3 months on KDP, my third month I made over £1,000 in just December alone, all from no content notebooks, and I'm going to show you how I did that in this video. So it's worth knowing with this strategy, our main aim is to solely hone in and capitalize on the spike in demand for Q4. We're not going to be producing books that are going to make us loads of money throughout the entire year, because that's not what we're going for here. If you're looking to do something like that, that's why I recommend low content publishing and books that can kind of create you an income throughout the entire year. But with this method, we're specifically looking just at Q4. So we're going to be producing no content books, similar to this one here, that you can just be seen given as a gift. So your main kind of mindset here is any sort of book that you can be seen given as a gift, whether that's a Secret Santa for kind of people at work, Secret Santa for people at uni or college, or just general stocking fillers for kind of adults and kids. That sort of book is the book we're looking to produce here, because you can produce a lot of them in a short period of time, and as you can see, they can do quite well. So this one, for example, is 161k in books. It has good reviews as well, so clearly sold well last year, and this is kind of the level we're looking to compete against. In my opinion, these are kind of very basic notebooks, and I think we can do one better than that. I'm going to show you 2 ways you can find inspiration for these books in this video, and I'm going to jump into tip number 1 and where you can find inspiration for these books now. So the first source of inspiration for your books can be from kind of memes or current world events. So I've gone down the idea of the meme here, and for those of you that don't know, I don't know where you've been living if you don't recognize this guy, but this little kid took the world by storm from his kind of viral video of him eating corn. Since then, the whole idea of it's corn has been massive on both TikTok, Instagram, all sorts of places of the internet. You can't really escape in the last few months without hearing this song. And it's a great idea for a notebook. So I've just typed in it's corn notebook. It's on trend. People are kind of obsessed with it, and you can see it being given as a gift. So if you type in it's corn notebook here, some people have been really lazy with this. I think there's a lot more you can do with this. So this book has just quoted the book, it's corn. I love you, but I also love corn. So this is the sort of idea you can get. Take a concept and kind of make a funny version of it. There's lots of different books you can make. So it's corn, it's corn. These are very basic books, and I think we can do one better than this and make the kind of the best it's corn notebook out there, because it's on trend. People are searching for it. People can relate to it, and it's a sort of funny thing you can be seeing given as a gift to someone who's obsessed with the meme. So memes and current political events are really good places to start for inspiration for your Q4 books. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can make a book based off this inspiration for you now, and I'll come back once I've made that. So I've just literally knocked this book up in about 5 minutes. It's not taking me long at all, and you can see I've kind of played on the idea of the Mariah Carey song All I Want for Christmas Is You. I've just said all I want for Christmas is corn. It's actually a very basic book. It's really not a very good quality book, but that's not what we're looking for. We're not looking to make quality. We're looking to just kind of hop on trends and have a good enough quality that it doesn't look super messy. But it's just going to be something that people are going to be given as a gift. They're not going to expect a huge amount from it, but it's on trend. People are going to be searching for it, and it's the sort of thing you can be seen given as a book. So rather than just saying it's corn, a big lump with knobs, you can just see it's actually a little bit more thought gone into it, and it's kind of in between a Christmas book and also kind of a meme on trend book. So all I want for Christmas is corn. This is an example of a sort of book you could make, and it's taken me 5 minutes to do. If you spent an hour doing this, you can literally make 12 of these books, and that's 12 books uploaded in just an hour's worth of work. So you can kind of see how little effort it actually takes to make one of these books. And the idea is, don't spend a lot of time trying to make a quality looking book, because all this is going to be is this kind of very basic cover. The interiors can be lined pages. You want to spend your time actually finding the right things to publish in. It's kind of similar to niche research, but find common topics, memes, current world events, and make funny notebooks off the back of it. So I'm actually going to publish the book. I'm intrigued to see how it does, but that's the first way you can get inspiration for your no content books, is through memes and current world events, and just put kind of a funny spin on it. And again, focus on the idea of just producing something you can be seen given as a gift, because that is the main thing we're focusing on here. So I'm now going to jump into the second form of inspiration where you can get for your no content books for Q4. So the second source of inspiration you can get for your Q4 notebooks is from Etsy. Etsy is an amazing website with loads of different custom ideas. And the one thing I like to do is kind of take inspiration from mugs. So if I just type in funny mug on Etsy, type that in, and essentially what we're looking for is funny ideas on here that haven't quite made it as notebooks yet in Amazon. So you're also going to want to open Amazon here. And also check a lot of these against it. So a lot of these may be specifically to mugs, so you might not be able to translate that into notebooks. So I think I'm allergic to mornings. I'm sorry, did I roll my eyes out loud? So this is something we saw earlier on in this video as an example of the book. So someone's clearly seen this sell well on Etsy and just put it onto a notebook and clearly made money from that. So that's a really good example of the inspiration you can kind of take from something like this. So a lot of them, again, are going to be tailored specifically to mugs, so you can't really produce them on notebooks. For this example here, Freak in the Sheets is clearly a link to Microsoft Excel. So this is an example we can kind of look into here. So I kind of like this idea of an Excel themed sort of gift, because anyone who's kind of working and has kind of Secret Santas at work, anyone who works with Excel, you can kind of see a notebook being given to them as a Secret Santa gift. There's kind of a funny joke based on Excel. So if we just go into Amazon here and just type in Excel notebook and see what comes up here. Has anyone made some Excel notebooks? So a lot of these are actual Excel kind of books. We don't want to worry too much about these because these are sponsored here. But the answer to any problem is an Excel spreadsheet, Excel notebook. When it comes to spreadsheets, I excel. The answer to any problem is Excel spreadsheet. So you can see here that some of these are kind of playing on the idea of Microsoft Excel. They're not actually very funny in my opinion, and we can do, again, a whole lot better than this. So what we can kind of do, no one's reproduced this Freak in the Sheets here. So what we could do is literally make a notebook with the with the words, I'm a freak in the sheets, and kind of make sure it links to Excel. So be careful, you don't want to use the official Microsoft Excel logo, because I'm sure there's some sort of trademark or copyright on that. But what you could do is you could find the actual Excel template of kind of what the cells look like in Excel, and kind of put that on a notebook. So I'm going to show you an example of how I would do that here, and I'm going to jump back into this video once I've made that example. So here is the example of the book I have made, and the first thing that springs out, is it a good quality book? Absolutely not. But does it satisfy the niche of something that you can be seen given as a gift? Absolutely. And that's the key thing with this strategy. We're not looking to produce really high content or high quality books that are going to sell all year round. We're purely looking to hone in on books that can be given as gifts. So anyone who kind of works with a colleague who has them for Secret Santa and they love Excel, you can see this being given as a gift. So if someone just types in, if I've done my keyword research right, Excel gifts for co-workers or Excel notebook, this book should rank up high and people will be buying it for those co-workers. You can kind of see how we're using this strategy. We're not looking to make sales all year round. We're just looking to capitalize on the trend of buying gifts for other people for Christmas. So you can see how quickly, in both looking at memes or current events and also looking at ideas on Etsy, how easy it is to find these ideas. I've got these two notebooks I've literally made in under 5 minutes each. And the idea of how you can make lots of money through Q4 is just to produce as many of these books as possible. So just looking down Etsy, I'm going to find loads of other examples for you, sort of things you can do. So sorry I'm late, I didn't want to come. You can see that being as a notebook that someone gives to someone at work. What else have we got? My anxiety is chronic, but this ass is iconic. Again, just literally put that on a notebook and you'll be surprised how many people buy these sorts of things as gifts. Again, they're not going to sell all year round, but that's not the strategy we're going for. And if you can make 100, 200 of these different types of books, you can make an awful lot of money in Q4. And that's exactly how I made over £1,000 in just my third month of Q4. So in summary, what you need to be doing is just produce books that you can be seen given as gifts. With this strategy, we're not aiming to make loads of money all year round. If you want to make loads of money sustainably for KDP, you have to be producing higher content books than these, in my opinion. But this strategy is purely to capitalize on Q4 because we simply haven't got enough time to produce a lot of low content books for that spike in demand. In terms of where you can get inspiration for these notebooks, there are two main places. You can get inspiration from current events / memes, or just look on Etsy for loads of different print-on-demand versions, and then you see if you can stick them on a notebook and try and make funnier versions of what you can see or more creative versions, and that is how you can make a lot of sales from KDP. you can easily produce 10 of these a day. And if you did that for a month, you're going to have over 300 books on Amazon that are going to be selling for you every single day. And because it's too late for low content, you can't make low content books at that sort of rate, which is why we're focusing on no content here. And you can easily sell, if you have 300 books, over 20 units a day in Q4. And if you're making around £2 per sale, you're going to make 40 quid a day in Q4. And you can see how that escalates into making over £1,000 during the entire period. So that is how I would go about making as much money as I possibly can at this point in the year to capitalize on Q4 using notebooks and using specific niche research with those notebooks. And in this video, I've shown you 2 sources of inspiration for those books. So if you did enjoy this video, then please do leave a like and also subscribe to see more, and I will see you in the next video.